has boost to work with. We'll leave it for High Crew. The 50-50 goes in favor of Colorado as Trix now takes to the ceiling, looking for a play down, looking for the ground pinch, and 2 players commit. Thumper can't find the touch on that ball, so High Crew gets a much-needed clear with 20 seconds remaining. AP now sets it back for Trix, off the corner, in front. Heads has to make the play on it. Thumper trying to cut this one back across for Trix. The shot is off. Trix gets the bump. AP's shot is on, but High Crew makes the save. And there's a clear from High Crew as well. Now has to keep this ball up in the air, but AZ gets the block in front, and Montana's defense holds the line.
And that was a great defensive game at the end there by Montana. Colorado tried the push. Unfortunately for them, it went by the wayside as Montana was able to weather the storm and keep the ball out of the net. And really, you have to think Colorado, if they didn't extend that triple commit into the Montana zone, would we be going to overtime right now? Just an unfortunate mistake there by them to secure Montana the win.
Yeah, shots dead even, so you take away that one overextension from AZ and things would be all tied up. And Colorado, their offense looked good, had a lot of time on attack, but they could not find a way to get that equalizer.
Yeah, no, and it's just that just speaks to Montana's defensive abilities. I mean, High Crew with 2 saves. The rest of all of the team had at least 1 save, and that's just a great defensive effort, a team-wide defensive effort, able to seal the door shut when it mattered most and slam down the save.
And I really do like the play from the substitutes that have come in from these teams. Players like Heads making saves, players like AP also coming in and doing a good job. So the not typical lineups for these teams seems to not have affected the play at all.
No, and that speaks to the depths of these teams. Once you get into collegiate Rocket League, not just anybody can walk onto a team. You have to be talented, and as soon as you look down the depth charts of these lineups, you see that they're just as talented as the starting role players.
So as we get into game number 2 here, it is Montana up in the series 1-0. Thumper putting one off the wall for Trix. The shot is saved by Heads. Another diving effort from him to keep that one off the scoreboard. And Colorado's offense is back right where they picked up last game.
Yeah, no, they're going to work off that momentum from the end of that last game. You really got it. As mental a game as Rocket League is, you need to know how to work off of momentum, and they are trying to keep the field tilted in their favor.
Heads, fake on Trix, and Heads will roll, and Heads will score. Montana up 1-0.
Man, he had him thinking he was going to go for that secondary touch, and he was all ready for it, but Heads was able to execute a beautiful fake play on that shot, roll away from the ball, and it just drops in to give Montana the early lead.
Montana striking first here in game 2, and High Crew gets a much needed clear here. Will find a second touch, but Thumper will get the block. AZ can't cut that angle. Thumper taken to the skies, trying to regather up possession, but High Crew is there to cut him off. Another chance in front, shot wide of the net. Trix, I believe, got a piece of it as Heads also getting the block here, and Colorado really struggling to get the ball out of their own zone.
Yeah, no, Montana made the necessary adjustments. Colorado was pushing hard on offense, so Montana decided that they were going to do it too, and they're doing it very effectively right now, sealing down the defense, getting quality clearances, powerful clearances, getting the ball out of their zone, and they're playing good offense.
AZ now with some momentum, can't find a second touch there in the corner. Heads actually could not get a piece of it either. That ball got off the wall and away from him. AP's got no boost in the tank, so High Crew will take over that challenge. Trix trying to make a play for himself, but he cannot do so, and Thumper will be able to make a play here. Drop down in front, looking for Trix, but cut off. I believe that was High Crew making the stop. AZ now corrals this ball, and he will lose it to High Crew here, but no shot coming from High Crew, but a chance in front as 2 players leave that ball alone, and Thumper actually able to buy his team some time. So Montana with some sustained pressure here, and Colorado's defense, it's struggling.
Yeah, no, and you see Montana's trying to focus on defense this game. On that chance where they could have had a tap-in with an aerial shot, instead both of their extra players stayed back on the midline, which is interesting considering the situation, but it didn't hurt them either way.
Colorado getting a clear here as we pass the halfway marker. Only a 1-goal lead. Thumper's shot is denied by AZ. High Crew loses that challenge to Trix down in front, but Colorado had already retreated. No boost on their side, and Thumper to try and get things going once again. Trix in mid off the hood of his car. Leaves the 50-50 in front. AP looking for a second touch, but two players bite on the side of Montana. It's up to High Crew to make this play and stall out. The down in front for AP, and it's Thumper to clean up the play. Colorado ties the game.
And that comes through clutch right there because they needed that goal with time starting to wind down. AP with a nice pass to the center for Thumper, who was able to put it into the back of the net. Now we're all back to where we started, 1-1 with 1:58 left in the game.
Thought AP was going to be able to put that one on, but it did not matter. Thumper was there to clean it all up. So with just under 2 minutes remaining, we are all tied up here in game number 2 and looking for someone to break it. Colorado here, AP stealing that corner boost, but can't find a touch on the ball. Trix with the shot, it is off and re-centered there for a clearing attempt. High Crew does get bumped, I believe, but it gets bumped into the ball, so we will be able to clear it. Now Trix up in the sky, able to stop that one, but can't get back to the ceiling to regain his flip. Heads looking for High Crew, he is denied. AZ, believe he got his flip back. He did. The flip reset shot. Trix has to turn on this, and he has to make that save. It's a difficult one, but he gets the job done with just over a minute remaining, and Montana is starting to storm back in this one.
Yeah, no, Montana's looking really good. They need to get that goal to get them that lead. Otherwise, Colorado's going to level this, and with a new breath of life into their system, that's something they really want.
Heads with an interesting pinch to try and clear that one away. Under a minute now. Heads again. No boosting, he gets dunked, and it's Trix to score. Colorado has the late lead.
Oh, unfortunate right there. Heads with no boost left. He just drops it down for Trix to be able to go right over the top of him and put that ball into the net. Colorado with a 2-1 lead with 49 seconds left in the game. Montana, if they're going to do something and try and get the 2-game lead in this series, they need to do it now.
Could start off this kickoff, but AP able to deny that attempt. Gets a second touch as well, so Thumper with the shot, and Thumper will score! Colorado's offense is back on top.
Oh, and that was a great play right there. Just a nice read. The ball stayed in the midline after the face-off, and a little bit of a redirect off the Montana defenseman proves to be the shot that puts them up by 2. Colorado leading 3-1 with 37 seconds left in this game.
Crucial double commit, and High Crew doesn't have the time or space he needs to get that flick off, so 30 seconds now for the Grizzlies to try and battle back here. Shot is on. AZ makes the stop, but Trix gets a second touch onto it. His teammates retreating, trying to play defense, trying to play for time. Here's a chance in front. High Crew gets stopped by Thumper, and AP already racing up the field will score. Colorado's up 4-1.
And High Crew really tries his best right there, but unfortunately the ball doesn't do what he wants it to as he tries to rotate and get the ball to go to the wall. Instead, it stays right out in center for an interception play for Colorado, able to pot it into the back of the net.
And it looked like he might even get a challenge on it too, but no dice. And now at 10 seconds, we're in miracle territory for Montana as that one rolls towards the net. Thumper will get the block, and he will keep it on the hood of his car and kill a bunch of time as Head stops him. But time expires. This ball will touch the ground, and it will be a tied series. But maybe AZ has one for the road. No, not enough on it. Maybe if there were more time on the clock, but either way, we got a tied series on our hands.
Yep, and Colorado's really looking good at the end of that game. Their offense had most of the pressure in that game. However, Montana, I believe, did muster more shots. It was about equal, 1 shot difference. Colorado sustained pressure for longer, and I think that made the difference in that game.
Yeah, shots are just about even. Montana actually had 1 more shot on goal, but Colorado, their offense coming through in spades, converting on nearly every single shot they were able to take.
Yeah, and that just speaks to the quality of the shots that Colorado was taking. They weren't taking just random shots from the corner. There was no bad angle shots. Every shot was with a purpose, and they were able to convert on 4 of them to get that win.
And Montana, despite only having 1 more shot on goal, it was interesting that it felt like they had time of possession for a lot of that game, but when it really mattered, Colorado was able to put their chances away.
Yeah, no, definitely. They had good possession in that game. Unfortunately, they weren't taking, the necessary shots. Their shots were kind of off a little bit, not the type of shots, not the quality shots that you need to secure a victory in this game. And as a result, Colorado's more well-placed shots just won the day.
High Crew also practically shut out there in that series, or in that game number 2, as we get into game number 3 here. And Heads looking for a play. Double tap is in! Oh my! Heads striking early.
Oh, and that was a really well-read shot right there. The ball comes out of the corner. He gets not one touch, but two. His own rebound off the backboard. He puts it home, puts Montana up by 1 early in this game.
Heads saying, wake up, Colorado, you're not done yet. And with the early lead for the Montana Grizzlies, that puts the pressure on players like Thumper and the rest of Colorado to mount a comeback.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Colorado's going to look to do. But right there, Thumper almost gets back, but Heads with a nice read off that pass is able to put it into the back of the net. Trix misses his touch right there, and as a result, it's able to come back out into the front of the net on a nice passing play. Montana takes the 2-0 lead.
An unfortunate touch on the back line from Trix, as you mentioned, and Montana up 2-0. It has to be a huge momentum boost for them.
Yeah, no, definitely. You definitely look for the momentum in this game. Such a mental game Rocket League is, and as soon as you get that, you get those couple goals, those early goals, you're flying high, you're feeling good about yourself, and you want to capitalize from that.
High Crew with a goal line save there on one of the Colorado players, so keeping the goose egg on the board of the Buffaloes is High Crew, and now AZ trying to get the offense going once more. Trix is there to deny that attempt, and High Crew will find a touch out mid. AZ diving at this one, and he scores! Beats the defense, and it's 3-0.
And that's all High Crew right there, able to get that touch right there. That was a definite cleared ball until he was able to get contact with that ball, redirecting it to the middle of the field and leaving it for AZ to be able to put in the back of the net. That was a great play by High Crew.
In the back line of Colorado just not ready. High Crew with a shot off kickoff. Trix is able to make that save, and another demo denying an opportunity as well. Thumper will get the clear, and a much needed one for Colorado as the Grizzlies have come storming back here. Passing play for AZ. The shot is on, but Trix makes the save. High Crew keeping the pressure on here. Thumper is able to retreat in time. Another touch here out wide. Heads is there. AZ, counterattack and all. It's on net. AP makes the save. AZ with another touch out in front for High Crew. He is denied. And Heads racing back for this one as it nearly made it all the way back to their goal.
Yeah, and you're noticing Colorado's doing a lot more physical play. I think they're trying to employ a different style of play. And quite a few demos already in this game, and there's another one right there. I think that's their 3rd or 4th demolition.
Ooh, High Crew's shot hits the crossbar and goes out, and I think you're right, because right now it's leaving these shots in transition open for Montana as Heads to make it 4-0.
Yeah, Colorado's kind of they look shell-shocked right now. It looks like they're losing focus. Their offense isn't nearly as potent. In that last game you saw, when it mattered, they had that possession of the ball on lock. This game it's not there. Montana's able to run through their defense in this scenario, and they've taken the 4-0 lead.
And those passing plays that have been a staple of the Colorado offense have just not been there this series. In fact, it feels like Montana's the one creating all the space for these passing plays. The shot down in front is saved by Thumper. In transition, AP cannot get it past High Crew. And with halftime here in this game, Colorado, I think you're absolutely right. Shell-shocked is the perfect description for it.
Yeah, they've abandoned their initial play style, right? As I mentioned, they're playing more physically, but they've lost their passing play, as you mentioned, and because of that, they're getting virtually no offensive chances. Meanwhile, Montana, right there, Heads with a beautiful solo effort off the wall to himself, able to put it into the back of the net, and they're just playing cleaner Rocket League right now.
Heads with the second touch in the back line, not ready for it. 5-0 here in game number 3. That shot from Thumper is good, and the rebound from Trix is denied by Heads. AP now looking to turn on this one. AZ, the hustle to get back and make that play, and again, Colorado, it feels like these are their best opportunities. AP shot off the post, off the corner, and out. They can't get anything going right now.
Oh, I know, and this is the offense we saw in that first game, Colorado, and now they're turning it on. Might be a little late for that, I don't know, but they should be carrying that momentum into the next game to try and lock it up if this game goes by the wayside.
Heads gets bumped, and AZ gets it past one, redirected out in front. Trix and Thumper combine to make that save. High Crew gets bumped as well. And these bumps, although they've been working to try and generate some space, it's left their back line open, and Montana took full advantage in this game as we approach the minute mark here. Montana's offense back at it again, and Thumper can't find a touch on this one. High Crew shot wide of the net.
Oh.
AZ off the post, off both and out. The backflip from High Crew is denied by Trix, and Colorado looking for a goal here in transition, trying to get something on the board. Trix, can he get the play? No, AZ denies him. Thumper shot for the corner is saved. No chance on that back wall. No rebound attempt either. And the dunk from Heads to make it 6-0.
And I think that's definitely the one that puts this game up way too far for Colorado to get back into it. That's a great 50 win right there by Heads. Ball rolls past the last defender. Nobody's able to get back in time. Puts them up 6-0, and this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
42 seconds remaining, and this game has been all Montana. And remember how I said Montana couldn't buy a goal in game number 1? Well, it feels like it's been a complete reversal, and maybe as I say it, no! AZ! He gets his nose on it, and it's just enough to keep it out. Colorado struggling to get even a chance on goal.
Yeah, I know. Just the defense from Montana is so strong right now. Like, that's a perfect example right there. The ball comes into their zone, and they're immediately focused on getting it out. They're not playing around with the ball. They're not getting it into the corner. They're immediately getting it out of their zone with power clearances. And I think that's why Colorado hasn't been able to sustain any pressure this game.
It really does feel like the offense kind of gets slogged down in those corners. Montana, they take game 2 solidly, put the goose egg on the board on a solid offensive Colorado, and put up 6 of their own, 5 of them coming courtesy of Heads. His shooting percentage this game, perfect, 100%, 5 for 5.
Yeah, and they look at Montana's shots on goal too. They severely outshot Colorado, and again, that speaks to their defensive presence. Immediate clearances from their zone, and then sustained offensive pressure left Colorado pretty much out to dry. They didn't really have any offensive chances that game.
So for Colorado, now they need to find the next 2 victories if they are going to enact their vengeance from last week. But really, it feels like those bumping plays that had their chances, it hasn't worked here. So what's the key fix here for the Buffaloes?
First of all, they need to stop with the bumping. It's leaving their defense wide open. It's leaving their net wide open. They're too far spread out, and they're bumping the wrong people, to be frank. I mean, they're bumping someone, and then the other guy's right there set up, ready to take the shot. Secondly, transition is a must. Their transition game needs to be improved if they want to take these next 2 games. They need to work on getting the ball out of their defensive zone and creating offensive chances. Those 2 things combined, abandoning the bumping and working on your transitions, I think that can get them back into the series.
Game number 4 here. If Montana wins it, they win the set. Heads with the block here to keep this ball in the Colorado half. AP gets a touch on it and will leave it for Thumper. Looking to make a play off the wall here. Interrupted by High Crew, but Trix is there. Thumper leaves this one back in the corner. Not quite sure that's the touch he wanted, but AP to keep pressure on. High Crew from the backboard is stopped there. Trix bumps one off, but Colorado, not enough players in this area to continue the pressure here. Trix gets a much-needed demo to relieve some of that pressure, and High Crew has to respond to this one. And as we approach that first minute mark here, Colorado trying to respond here, and so far not a decent job of doing so.
No, and again, the clearances from Montana, it's been key, and they're continuing at this game. Colorado's just kind of throwing the ball into Montana's zone. Montana's able to clear it out. And when they clear it out, their transition game is perfect. As you saw right there, ball come out of the zone, they get decent quality possession in the Colorado zone, and they're able to capitalize on it.
And look at how much space High Crew had to work with. What a beautifully placed shot towards that back post, still in the upper third to make it difficult. And Colorado find themselves down once again, down a goal as Heads with another huge save to keep that goose egg on the board. Heads now flips this one forward. AZ underneath one, can't get by Tricks though, and Colorado's defense holding for now, but this is a difficult play. Thumper leaves it to the corner. Tricks keeps it on the hood of his car, flicks it over top of AZ. Heads is there to respond. AZ can't get back to this one. High Crew avoids a bump. In transition, Heads was looking for AZ, but AZ had to turn back. No boost in the tank, and Heads can't find the block either.
Yeah, no, and that's just an unfortunate. You run out of the boost. Sometimes you forget about your boost. I've been there. You know, you're so caught up in the heat of the game. You want to get up into the offensive rush, so you go, and then you realize, oh, I'm out of boost. I need to go back, and then plays can deteriorate because of that. So it's very important to try, as difficult as it may seem, you need to try and keep an eye on that boost because you need to have it in situations like that.
AZ trying to get this offense going once more. Tricks, great steal away from Heads, and over top of High Crew. Tricks does it all by himself. Colorado ties the game.
Coast to coast for Tricks right there. He takes it off his own back wall, flicks it over the one player, and is easily by himself. No defenders back, and they're able to tie this game at once. A great solo effort by Tricks.
And High Crew, who's usually been that stalwart type of player on the back line, just gets fooled by the extra touch. Chance for Thumper, but AZ able to make that play. And now in transition, trying to beat one more. Heads with the shot, off the post and off the corner and out. Montana can't find the net there on that sequence, and a golden opportunity for them gone by the wayside.
Yeah, but that's just that their offensive pressure is still A1. It's still fantastic. Colorado is improving their defense, however. Their transitional game is a lot more key this time around, and because of that, Montana hasn't been able to sustain the same pressure that they have. But oh my, what a fantastic passing play right there. Oh wow. Heads takes it into the zone, and High Crew is able to read that off of him and immediately pinch it off him into the back of the net. That is a fantastic passing play by Montana.
If Heads isn't a starter next week, I am scared to see who's on the rest of this Montana lineup. Heads has came in here and played fantastic. 2-1 now in favor of the Grizzlies, and Colorado, with 2 minutes left, they've got to find a way to respond.
Backs to the walls. The most important thing is to keep your fundamentals in check. Keep your clearances. Keep your transitional game. Don't sacrifice defense for offense. That's the main thing. When these games get down to the wire like this and the clock starts to wear down, some teams will just start overcommitting and overshooting, and that you can't do that. You need to focus on keeping your fundamentals in check.
Tricks beat one over top, but it hit the backboard. He couldn't cut that angle quite down far enough. Thumper now from distance, punching that one into the Montana zone. Tricks gets a touch on one. AP to regain control down in front for Thumper, but he can't find the shot. He's too far forward, and now High Crew with a chance. Tried to fake out Tricks, but he could not do so. And AP booming clear. Heads can't find the touch. It's off the post in front of the net, and AZ is able to clear it. Gets a second touch on that ball, and High Crew forcing another couple touches from Colorado, burning so much time. Thumper now taking to the skies off the backboard. Heads with a beautiful touch off the nose of his car and off the wall to clear this one down. Colorado regrouping with 40 seconds remaining here in regulation. They still need that equalizer. Thumper sends one on. AZ with the stop. Tricks with another shot. AZ recovering well. The demo here gives Thumper a chance to regroup one more time. Here we go. AZ cutting off that play. Tricks down in front. Heads is there. Two players come in on the side of Colorado and pinch that ball out. And in transition, Trix puts one on, and AZ, a third save in the past 30 seconds or so, gets demoed for his efforts. Thumper through the corner, 10 seconds now remaining. Trix can't find the touch. AZ gets the clear, and Colorado's got to traverse the full field here. AP flicks it up over one, but Heads is there. The drop down. Trix keeps it up. Thumper now looking for AP, but High Crew cuts off that pass. High Crew gets a second touch on it. It's kept up along the ramp, but it's not enough. Montana will take the series.
And that was a very exciting last few seconds there. I mean, Colorado really started to put the pressure on when it mattered. Unfortunately, though, they weren't able to get that final goal to send this one to overtime. And I did notice, however, when the clock did start to wind down, they did start to demo again, and because of that, it sent a few balls out of Montana's zone and into the Colorado zone. Their demos were almost taking that one player away and allowing Montana to get the ball out of their zone so they didn't have to face a shot.
Yeah, Colorado was really, it felt like, again, this offense that had been so threatening between last season and week one when they were just racking up shots on goal. Although they had opportunities this game, it felt like the philosophy kind of got lost in the mix here against Montana.
Yeah, they really their play style shifted to a more physical game, and I don't think their team is built for that. It looks like their team works well, their offense works well with offensive pushes, with passing plays, with aerial shots, and they kind of let that go by the wayside as this series came to a close, and because of that, I think that's what lost them the series.
Montana able to close out the series. High Crew with some great defensive plays to close it all out. And we will hear from one of the Montana players after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Born from the ashes, 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 born from the. You can't suffocate my spirit. 'Cause I'm the king on my own throne, King on my own throne, my own throne. You'll never.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EGF Rocket League. We are here with Heads from Montana after their 3-1 win over Colorado. Heads, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
We're doing great. That was a fun series to watch. You guys have played Colorado now 2 weeks in a row and you got the wins. What was the key for you entering this series?
I mean, just kind of play our game, play quick, fast, get good touches on the ball, and just try to minimize mistakes. I think that's mainly the problem we have is when we make mistakes over and over and over. So just not making those mistakes and playing fast, we're able to just put too much pressure on them.
Absolutely. And after that Colorado win, you guys seemed to make an adjustment in the defensive zone that really made a difference. It turned like when Colorado would get the ball into your zone, there would be an immediate power clearance out of your zone that set up offensive plays. Is that something you guys talked about after that Colorado win, getting the ball out of your zone?
I mean, yeah, it's always important to get good clears, but I think we had good rotations and it just put us in good positions for upfield passes, and we were getting good clears, so everything was kind of working out today.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about how do you feel about the depth of your roster? Because for the past 2 weeks, we've mostly seen Okifin, AZ, and High Crew, but you stepped into today and you played fantastic. So, uh, how does that speak to the depth of Montana?
Yeah, we got a lot of good players here, fortunate, and it's really helpful subbing in and out when we can just kind of plug in and not miss a beat. So it's good, it's fun.
Yeah, depth is very important. I mentioned earlier in this cast that nobody can not just anyone can walk up and join a Rocket League team here in the EGF. You got to be a talented player, and that really does speak to the depth. While we have you on the hot mic, is there anyone you want to shout out? Anyone you want to say hi to?
Yeah, I want to say hi to Blake. He does all the work for us, and it's really nice. It takes a lot of things off of our shoulders.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Heads, and congrats on your win. We'll see you next week when you play North Dakota.
Thanks, guys.
And that is it for me and McFallen here. McFallen, any wise words of wisdom before we head off for the night?
No, you probably don't want any wisdom from me, but we're leaving the stream in good hands. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed our set, and stay tuned because we've got more Rocket League coming your way.
Yeah, South Beach and Tugboat coming in to replace us. So don't go anywhere. We still got 3 more matches after the break.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Shadows fall over my heart. I black out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I've closed my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out. Oh. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, black. Nocturnal state of mind, children of the night, but it's the only way of life. It's black holes pulling me inside of this black heart, the black soul underneath this black sky. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Come with me, and we can kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out. Oh. Blackbird, black moon. killer lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out, Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, blacked out, black everything, black everything, all black everything, all black everything, all black everything, black.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight.
Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here and we are live. Little EGFC Week 3 action coming at you. FBI Tugboat here with my man South Beach. South Beach, how are we doing here today?
We're doing pretty good. If you're just joining us, we are casting UT Arlington and University of North Dakota. Once
There we are.
again, they met up in week 2, which was last week, and apparently it was such a good match. We just needed to see it again. So
There you go.
obviously UTA defending